What's up, everyone? Are you looking for some new awesome games coming out? If so, you have come to the right place, because February has got some killer looking titles that not only are we dying to play, we're here to let you know all about. So, welcome to our video of the top 10 games of February 2025 that we are the most excited for. Welcome to Game Conclave. I am VBerg, and as always, thank you for watching. If you could just take a moment of your time to like and subscribe, it would really help us out. Without further ado, let's get into the biggest games of February. Alright, first up we've got Bar Tycoon. Now this is one of those tycoon management simulator type games, except you're going to be running a bar of vampires, and they prey on the local humans, so yeah. You're going to have to create this nice cafe or restaurant or bar, and then lure humans in and have your various vampire waiters and waitresses lure them to the back rooms and suck them dry or put them on tap for your real guests, your real customers. The vampire clans of Crimson City. And so, yeah, you'll be hanging on this shady vampire bar, managing it, and it's kind of hilarious. It seems just really funny, and we kind of want to play this one. Just like you do in the tycoon management games this type, you'll manage your resources, you'll build new sections, you'll make menus and lure customers in. And while you're doing all that, you're also trying to keep the vampire hunters at bay. You can't let them discover you or they'll try to burn down your establishment. It looks hilarious, it looks goofy, and fun, and we're loving it. So if you're looking for a new management sim, check this one out. It's made by Clever Trickster Studios, and it launches on February 4th, exclusively on PC.
Do not disappoint me.
Alright, and next up we've got Rift of the Necrodancer, which is the sequel to the rhythm roguelike Crypt of the Necrodancer. Because we all know that the only thing people love more than dancing is dancing with the dead. No? Oh, okay. You'll be playing as Cadence, who's dragged into a new world. She must slay bosses and monsters in rhythmic combat. The game will feature 30 new tracks, 4 difficulty levels, the ability for you to create custom maps with your own music, and a remix mode for enhanced challenges. In addition to trying to rescue your friends, you'll also have several mini-games to indulge in where you can help your friends with their part-time jobs or engage in, quote, boppin' yoga classes. So, yeah, if you've been looking for something like Guitar Hero but with a little bit of a goofier twist, or just a new rhythm game, give this one a go. It's coming to PC exclusively on February 5th, 2025. And now we got episode 1 of Lost Record, Bloom and Rage. This is from Don't Nod Entertainment, studio behind Life is Strange 1 and 2, Vampire, and Banisher's Ghost of New Eden. Several criminally underrated titles there, but anyway, moving on. This is a spiritual successor to the Life is Strange games. They do not have access to the IP to make them anymore, so they want to create their own new world to explore. It's a narrative adventure game where you'll be playing as a young gal hanging out with her friends in the summer of '95, which was a fateful year for the 4 friends. The events that transpired that summer caused them to make a promise, and they would never speak to each other again. However, 27 years later, one of your friends has reached out to you. And yeah, I think it's going to be one of these supernatural or cosmic things going on in the story. Really don't know exactly, but from the previews we're seeing, we've seen these like crows with glowy eyes and purple lights and like holes in the ground. And yeah, Don't Nod has said that they hope this is the beginning of a huge new universe for them to create all sorts of new stories in. So if you're a fan of narrative adventure games or great stories, make sure to check this one out. Coming to the Xbox Series S and X, PlayStation 5, and PC on February 18th. And then there will be a second episode dropping later in March.
We're gonna need a real band name. How about Bloom and Rage?
Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6 Remastered is the follow-up to last year's Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 Remastered. Lara Croft, the icon, is back. If you are not familiar with Tomb Raider, Lara Croft is one of gaming's first big mainstream heroines. This series is pretty much one of the major inspirations behind Uncharted, as was Indiana Jones. But yeah, Tomb Raider kind of laid the groundwork there for Uncharted. So if you're looking for something with some action, little gunplay, platforming, supernatural elements, this is a series you definitely want to take a look at. Do keep in mind, though, these are remastered games that came out back on the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. They're 20 plus years old. They may not have all the bells and whistles you're accustomed to, but that doesn't make them bad games. Sometimes, for me personally, it's always really fun to go back and play a lot of old titles, and see where things started and or remember where they started. It really makes you appreciate how far gaming has come. And around here at Game Conclave, we're always down for some more Lara Croft. So this one will be launching on Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, as well as PC on February 14th. The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2 is a turn-based hybrid action RPG series developed by Nihome Falcon, the granddaddies of action RPGs, also known for the Ys series. Legend of Heroes and its subseries Trails, though, is actually their turn-based games. But yeah. Anyway, in Daybreak 2, you will be returning to the Calvard Republic as a shocking series of murders has set wheels into motion. You'll be trying to figure out who's behind these grisly murders in this turn-based and hybrid action RPG. All the Trails games are a sort of continuous narrative, but each arc is also a standalone entry. I've said it before, and a lot of people make the comparison. It's kind of like the MCU of JRPGs. So those of you who are already knee-deep, this one's going to be dropping on February 14th. Those who are looking to get into the series, you can probably start here. You might want to go back, though, and check out the first Trails Through Daybreak, or keep an eye out later this year. The very first Trails game, Trails in the Sky, will be getting a remake, and that will be dropping on Switch and PlayStation 5 and PC, and I'm not 100% certain on the Xbox. We'll know more when it comes out. But so that might be a great point to jump on down the line. The series is highly regarded for its storytelling, its characters, wild plot twists. It's one of those games that you just gotta keep diving further into, and it gets crazier and zanier. So yeah, this one's going to be dropping on PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC on February 14th.
Nice, I got one!
Alright, next up we have Avowed. This is an action RPG coming from Obsidian Entertainment, best known for being the creators behind Fallout New Vegas, Pentiment, the Pillars of Eternity series, Knights of the Old Republic 2, Icewind Dale 2, and Alpha Protocol, because I always have to name that game. Anyway, they also made the Outer Worlds, so anyway, Avowed is going to be a prequel. Is pretty much what everyone thinks. It's going to be a prequel to the Pillars of Eternity games. It's going to take place in the same world, Aora, but it's going to have combat and exploration more in line with what we saw in the Outer Worlds or in Fallout New Vegas. So it's a bit of a spin-off title, since it will take place in that same universe. You'll be playing as the Envoy, who is sent to investigate a mysterious plague sweeping through the living lands. Swap between guns, swords, shields, and spells, and recruit party members as you investigate the world and its mysteries. And I believe they said multiple times this is not going to be a behemoth of a title in terms of how big the open world is, and like Skyrim or Fallout were. This should be a more condensed world like we saw in the Outer Worlds. And we're looking forward to this one. It's going to be hitting PC and Xbox One and Xbox Series S and X on February 18th. Sid Meier's Civilization VII is a very long-running grand strategy series, and an absolutely great one, too. This is developed by Firaxis, who, besides the Civilization series, is known for the XCOM reboots and Marvel's Midnight Suns. If you're not familiar with Civilization, it is a strategy game. You will be selecting a leader who leads your empire, and different leaders have different bonuses that help shape the growth of your empire. Some of them can gain bonuses to like cultural growth, some can gain to scientific research, some will get certain unit types faster, etc. In the game, you will construct cities, perform technological and economic research, and build cultural monuments to lead your people to victory as the dominant culture of the planet. Victory can be achieved through a variety of ways. You can choose to build the biggest army, dominate your foes, or create the most vibrant culture, encouraging cities to defect and join your way of life, or just outscience everyone, research all the biggest breakthroughs, and put your enemy's technology to shame. Crossplay between PC and consoles will be supported, so when you're done building your empire in single player, you've got tons of options online between downloadable challenge maps or facing off against other players. The series has been around for 30 years now. It's stood the test of time, one of the best turn-based grand strategy games out there. It's going to be launching on Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, and PC on February 11th. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza is Ryuga Gotoku Studios' newest action RPG and Goro Majima's first solo title, which we've all been asking for forever. Yeah, we all love Majima. Anyway, Majima has been hit with the RPG protagonist curse, and he has no memories. And he's woken up in Hawaii. And as one would do in Hawaii with no memories, you go out and become a frickin' pirate captain. Majima will get himself embroiled in all sorts of misadventures of pirating in the modern era. He will be kicking ass and taking names in his trademark Mad Dog style and his new Sea Dog style. Expect the usual mini games out the wazoo, goofy, silly, wacky moments, some tearjerker moments, all that stuff that is Yakuza / Like a Dragon is known for. And for the first time, we now have ship-to-ship combat. That's right. Basically, it's like the love child of Yakuza and Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is coming. And I don't think anyone saw it coming, that bizarre mashup, but it looks freaking awesome, and it'll be dropping on February 28th on the Xbox Series S and X, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC. And next up, we've got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This is a highly anticipated RPG coming from Warhorse Studios, founded by the people who previously were at Studio 2K Czech. These are the creators of the Mafia series, and they eventually got tired of being under 2K's thumb, set out, wanted to make their own game, and they delivered with Kingdom Come Deliverance. But yeah, they made an absolutely awesome, hardcore, non-linear Western RPG set in medieval Bohemia, no fantasy elements, focused on real world, and it just works. In the second game, we'll be resuming Henry's quest for revenge in a war-torn land. The game will feature first-person combat, focus on realism. You'll be able to smith, pick locks, and perform various other skills. Combat and skills will take work and diligence to progress in Kingdom Come Deliverance. And the game just unseated Baldur's Gate 3 for the record of the most words in a game script. There are so many different roleplay, dialogue options, and branching paths for you to engage in here that the and permutations. You know, Kingdom Come Deliverance has over 2.2 million words. That's insane. The first one was a great RPG. It can be tough to compare it to other games. I would compare it to Mount & Blade series and the Elder Scrolls being a meaty, big first-person RPG. Just none of those fantasy elements are going to be found here. So check it out on PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC on February 4th.
Kiss our asses!
God, is this retribution for my sins?
Alright, next up we've got Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, this is probably going to be one of the biggest games of the year. It's a huge, long-running action RPG series. Took it a while to catch on back in the PS2 days, but now it's a frickin' behemoth. Pretty sure Capcom considers this one of their pillar franchises these days. It's even got a dozen of its own imitators at this point. If you're not familiar with Monster Hunter, you go out and you slay monsters. Yeah, you play as a hunter, you track and defeat these giant monsters, farm up materials, craft better gear and food for buffs, and in a really satisfying gameplay loop. You'll make your own custom character and design your little kitty cat helper, known as a palico. They run around and help you out on hunts. There's like a dozen different weapon types to master here, and you can either pick the one that works best for your playstyle, or kind of fiddle around with a couple different ones. Whatever works for you in taking down these giant creatures. So the game can be played solo, co-op, or with a group of people. This series is known to be fairly light on story, but Capcom has said that they thought they were going to put a little more on the story plate in this one. We'll see how much more that means. But in lieu of being light on the story, it packs in just a monstrous amount of content. And did you see what we did there? Yeah, no, okay. Anyway, yeah, tons and tons and tons and tons of content. They will probably update this game for another couple years, just adding in tons of new hunts and quests. And these games will keep you occupied for a really long time with the gameplay loop that is so satisfying, great progression systems. It'll be dropping on the Xbox Series S, NX, and PS5, and PC on February 28th. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if we provided any value to your day. Let us know down in the comments which of these titles you will be picking up, if any. And as always, from all of us here at Game Conclave, thank you so much for watching.